Welcome back to the Pig Trail Show. We have Kevin McPherson on the phone this week, and that's because he is just getting back from a nice little road trip, getting in some basketball action all across the Southeast. And so, Kevin, how was your trip? How'd it go?
Oh, it was a great trip, a lot of basketball, and that's, anytime that you've got the Arkansas Razorback staff, all four coaches out on the road for a live period like this, 4 days, Thursday through Sunday, there's a lot of action between the Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour shoe circuits. So you can imagine how much basketball, important basketball really, because this is the heaviest month in recruiting for college basketball, and to get to be a part of that and get on the road and get to see some of these players. A lot of them I've seen already, but get to see them again, especially because it is a big month for recruiting. You get to really gauge where guys have taken their games and what the coaches are seeing and how they're evaluating these guys and what might be some sticking points for them as they move forward and try to get guys rounded up and signed in the next class.
Well, how beneficial is it for you as a guy who covers recruiting, covers these kids, to see guys like Moses Moody, Jalen Williams, Jalen Ricks? You're seeing these guys in person, and so you're evaluating their skill set just like these coaches are. How valuable is it for you when you look at these guys?
The kids from Arkansas typically really show well in this month, and there was no exception there. Moses Moody had a strong showing out in Augusta, Georgia at the Nike Peach Invitational. You had Chris Moore and Jalen Williams in the Nike Peach Jam just across the river in North Augusta, South Carolina. And those guys also had really good games, several double-doubles for both of those guys. You had Kalen KK Robinson also playing in Peach Jam. Jalen Ricks in the Adidas event in Hoover, Alabama, who I thought really used his length and his instincts defensively, probably played his best defense I've seen because we know he can score the ball. But all of these guys played well, and Arkansas coaches put an emphasis on the Arkansas kids and the players that they're going after in the footprint states. Kennedy Chandler, Moken Elite out of Memphis. He's a big top point guard that Arkansas related to Lee Mayberry. He's a guy that Arkansas has been on for a while. He just won the Nike Peach Jam 17 and under with Team Mocan Elite. They just won that a few minutes ago. So Arkansas coaches really focused their attention on guys not only from in-state but the footprint states that they've been recruiting for some time.
This might be hard, as you mentioned all those guys that you saw. Was there one guy specifically, Kevin, that really stood out to you these past couple days?
If I had to pick one guy that stood out, I'm going to go back to Moses Moody, and the reason is I think even though he's a five-star, it's going to sound weird, he's a top 25 five-star according to ESPN. Mainly that's because of he's a volume scorer and efficient on the offensive end, but I think he's undervalued in some of the other things he does. He's 6'6", broad shoulders, a 7-foot-plus wingspan. He uses that. He doesn't move his feet great on defense, but he uses that length to create havoc and disrupt on defense. So he gets up and down the court well and does things that help a team win other than to score the basketball. He's also got good court awareness and vision as a passer. He plays the right way, so he's not trying to force things to get his points, and he's a willing facilitator for others. And he's a guy that will go to the floor to scrap for 50-50 balls. I think Moses Moody continues to show those things. And when you get on a big stage like this in July and you play that way, coaches see that. I was at a game where I was watching him early in the week, and you had John Calipari, Jim Boeheim, Tom Izzo. You had so many coaches walking through the door to sit down and watch Moses Moody play, and he played well this week.
I want to ask you, because obviously watching these guys is fun. It's valuable, obviously valuable for the Arkansas coaching staff, but you were able to talk to some of these players as well quickly. Their thoughts on Arkansas and the possibility that they could be coming to the Hill.
Yeah, you've got several. BRYCE, Thompson, Kennedy, Chandler. These are high-level, top 25, top 30 type of guys in 2020, 2021. BRYCE Thompson there at Tulsa, Booker T, Washington. You got Kennedy, Chandler out of Memphis. If you go back to the history of Arkansas basketball when it's really thrived, it's not just in-state players, it's the footprint states. I keep talking about that. These young men fit in that profile, and so anytime you can keep getting them on campus, get them excited about coming to Arkansas, once you get them on campus, that's the next step into possibly landing some of these guys. And I think Arkansas coaches being out thick and heavy, all four of them, Eric Musman, Chris Crutchfield, Corey Williams, and Clay Moser, they spent most of their time watching the kids that are either in Arkansas or the footprint states, like I said, and I think some of these guys it's going to pay dividends, at least getting them on campus, and they'll probably end up signing some guys that might really make Razorback fans happy and excited.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Kevin, putting in the work, and we appreciate it on the road for us. Kevin McPherson doing it well. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your knowledge, and we'll catch up with you next week. The Pig Trail Show rolls on after this.